Hello everyone, it's time for another video. My name is Sherry Minnie. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I happen to live in the small but growing rural town of Keensburg, Colorado, which is about 45 minutes northeast of Denver. Today we're doing a card that features I'm calling it the Winnie the Pooh set, actually on my online store, sherryminnie.stampinup.net. It's called the Silly Old Bear Suite, and everything that I'm using today is part of that suite. It is an online exclusive, very popular. So if anybody has any interest in this, you probably want to order it as soon as you can. So here's our card. I made it just a generic card that we could use for any occasion. In the front it says Pooh's favorite "Oh bother" statement, and it never hurts to look up, because you know what? There's always better things ahead, and things could be worse than you are right now. I wanted to show you the paper really quickly. It's called Silly Old Bear, and it is just adorable paper. It has here's a page with the 100 Acre Woods, and here's a little Pooh trying to get up in the tree. The back side is, again, a map of the woods. These are great. You can cut them apart and just do it for a card front, and you pretty much have your whole card all done. And on the back is the blues with some of the figures. This one is so cute with Pooh and Piglet, and it's just darling paper all the way through. And then there's this really pretty checked on the back. This is kind of it's a pinky color. It's one of our new in color, and I'm sorry, my brain is extremely tired. I can't think of the name of it. Here's another one with all the figures from the story, and I actually told my class members Thursday and Friday that we didn't have any with the donkey and Igor and all that, but I was totally wrong. We don't have a stamp, but on the paper we have them. And then here's what we're using today. These are so great because you can just cut them out. I'll show you. This is the one that we're actually using. The framelets, you can cut them out, and just it makes a card really quick and simple. And here's the one that shows Eeyore and just all the figures, and here's Rabbit. It's just so cute. And then here's the back side of that. So hopefully you're a Winnie the Pooh fan. Here's our card. I think I showed you our card. Let me show you the products we're using. We are using the Sweet Words and Labels bundle, and here's where we got the "Oh bother," and there's just really lots of cute sayings, and here's "It never hurts to keep looking up." And then here are the dies that we're using. And so what we're using are, let me grab this real quick and get it out of here. We're going to, I guess I even left the bigger one. So we're using this one, the largest die, and then this die, and I guess I left the big die over on my cutting table. But that's what we're using, and I'll show you in just a moment what we're going to do here. In your packet, you have a card base. Now, you'll see that on this one, I used Early Espresso card base. I also did some with Mossy Meadow, several different colors, whatever I wanted to feature from the cutout that I was using. But this one I chose to use Cherry Cobbler. The other thing you have to be cognizant of is what direction your little designer series paper picture is going. Some of them are portrait, some of them are landscape. So be careful with that if you're going to do a card. So we have our standard 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4 card base. We have a sheet of basic beige. This is 4 by 5 1/4. We have our little cutout, which is right here. And as you can see, mine is going to have to go portrait. I got to make myself remember that. Otherwise, guess what? I mess it up. You'll have a little piece of Very Vanilla to stamp the "Oh bother" and punch out. And then here's the piece that we're going to use on our envelope. Okay. So to get started, we're going to, let me find my big die so I can do a good demonstration here for you. Well, I don't find the actual die that I used, but I still can, oh, maybe I did. I just put it in the wrong spot. That's what it was. Hey, I didn't forget after all. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to take this die, and you're going to put it on your basic beige. You're going to make sure it's as centered as you possibly can get it. And we're going to run it through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which you all know I don't bother to bring over here because it's too large. And when you get done, you will have this piece, which we are going to use. This is actually going to go on the inside. We'll be gluing it down flat, and then you'll have your frame for the front of your card. So to get started, let's just get our stamping done real quick. Remember, I have to go portrait. Don't forget. Oh, did I finish showing you? So we're using Early Espresso ink. That's the only ink that we're using. We are using, this is a retired circle punch, but I kept all of my circle punches because I use them all the time. And this is what I'm going to punch out the old bother with. I'm using some, I'm not sure if these are retired. I think they are. These are called Earthy Matte Dots, and it has cherry cobbler. So I'm going to be using the cherry cobbler. So to start with, we're going to get our stamping done. I'm going to do the Early Espresso, and I'm going to try to center this pretty close as I can. And I'm going to stamp this. I think my pad, oh, you know what, I better put my foamy pad underneath it just so I make sure I get a good stamped image, because my pad is a little bit dry. All right. There we go. And then we'll do the old bother. And that is it for stamping. And I'll take my 1-inch circle punch and try and center this as best I can. Doesn't matter if it's straight because it's a circle. We can always turn it. And there we go. Okay. So we are done with that. I will put a, let's see, a dimensional on the back of this. I have some big ones here somewhere if I can just find them. I guess they're hiding from me. There they are. And we'll just put a dimensional on the back of that, and we'll set that to the side till we're ready for it. Now we'll take our card base. We will take our piece that we're putting in the front, or in the inside, sorry. I'm doing very well. I made a goal for myself since I had to be absent for like 2 weeks, and I hate that I was going to try and get 3 to 4 videos done today, and then I can upload them at a later day when if I'm so busy I can't get one done. And I'm on number 3, so I'm getting close. I got one more to do, but I'm getting a little tired, so I'm not 100% sure the 4th one will happen today. Maybe tomorrow. So that's going in the inside. Again, I glued it down flat. Now we'll turn it to the front, and we have our frame. Now I put a ton. I put more than I needed to as far as dimensionals, but you know me, that's the way I roll. But you do want to put quite a few so that you're braced up here and it doesn't sag down on the in the middle for you, because it's kind of a longer piece that we're working in, and part of this is so it looks inset. So you want to make sure that you have everything popped up really good. So bear with me while I take and get all of these off. I was going to take them off beforehand, but then I thought, yeah, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to stick it to something, and then it'll be a big mess, and I won't be able to get it undone. And instead of saving time, it'll end up taking more time. So this card is super quick because the paper does all the work for you. And it's just such a cute suite. I'm sure I'll be doing some more. I'd like to make some really cute little scenes with some of the cutouts and stuff. All right, so then we'll just take this. Now, remember, I'm going up. Portrait, not landscape. I normally do landscape cards. And we'll put this on. And then I also have dimensionals on the back of my Winnie the Pooh piece. Oops. I try to take these off and put them in the trash right away. Otherwise, they end up everywhere. We've gotten 2 new kitties that we're trying to, they were a little bit feral. We're trying to tame them down, and we're keeping them in the garage. I even had one on, I must have had it on my clothes, and one of the kitties rubbed up against me, and I go out there, and lo and behold, she's got a dimensional back on her. There we go. So cute, so cute, so cute. Okay, now I'm going to take my Oh Bother, and you can, again, you can position it wherever you want to put it. I put it in the middle of this one, but on this card, I'm going to put it in the corner. You can put them whatever looks appealing to your eye. That's the nice thing about doing your cards. You make them the way they look the best to you, and I'm going to put that right there. And then I'm going to take my cherry cobbler embellishments, and I'm going to put a small one right there. And I'm going to put a couple down here. Now, the only other thing we have left to do is to get our little envelope, and we have done this so many times. I know you all exactly know how to do it, but this is a quick video, so I'll just go ahead and put it on. Hope you're all doing well. It's so hot here in Colorado, and it's been hot for such a long time, which is so unusual for us. But it's a crazy, crazy weather year for everybody. And of course, we're dealing with the fires because we have no moisture, no rain. Although hopefully maybe this week we'll get a little bit. I don't know, this coming week. I'm actually filming this on, what day is today? The 18th of July. Not sure when it's going to get uploaded, but we're supposed to have a couple of days of a little bit cooler, because we've been in the 95 range for days and days and days. And then a much better possibility of getting some rain. So we're certainly praying for it, because my husband does a little bit of farming, and he has no crops. They're all burnt up, and unfortunately many of his hay customers are very struggling because nobody has hay, and Bud didn't. Normally he gets 3 and possibly 4 cuttings of hay to sell, and this year he got 1, and it's already sold. So it's a tough year for people in the farming industry. And I know water restrictions makes it hard on everybody in town for their lawns and their trees. It's just a tough time. And then there are parts of the country that are getting too much rain and they're flooding, so it's just crazy. No happy medium. That's life. Okay, guess what? We are done, and man, we made this one in under 15 minutes. That's a record, I think, for me. So here's the one that we just completed in the red. I have to admit, I love the red. I like the brown and I like the green, but I just think the red is so, so cute. So that's it. I want to thank you again for watching. I've said many times, but it's still true. I appreciate each and every view that I receive, whether you do it in the evening or the daytime. It's a blessing to me, and it does definitely help my channel. So may God bless each and every one of you, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.